Right now, the driver in the car crash that killed 3 high school students will be in court today.
And Biden with a new ban ahead of the Olympics, who won't be going to Beijing this winter.
And expect those blustery winds. We have a wind advisory in effect until noon. We'll give you the details in a few moments.
Yeah, it is a cold one out there this morning. Thanks for joining us, everyone, here on Monday. I'm Chris Stanford.
We're glad you're waking up with us on this Monday. I'm Leah Linscheid. I certainly woke up to the wind last night.
And parts of southern Wisconsin outside of Madison are getting some stronger and gustier winds than we are here in the city.
Oh, yeah. Wind chills hitting their lowest points so far this season. Julian Seawright tracking it all in your certified most accurate forecast. Happy Monday, Julian.
Happy Monday. And if you've been hearing some howling, just know it wasn't wolves. It's definitely been the winds that we've been experiencing throughout the overnight hours and going into our morning. We have a wind advisory in effect until noon today for all of southern Wisconsin as we're getting things rolling for us. This is our current look at the wind gusts. Right here in the city, 30 miles per hour gusting winds. Lone Rock has died down just a bit, but don't worry. We're going to be seeing those go back up into some strong gusting winds into those 40s and upper 30s throughout the course of our morning, and especially as we get into the later part of our morning hours. Then we'll start to see them die down as we get into the afternoon. One thing we are going to be keeping an eye on, though, is that we are waking up to some light snowfall for areas into southern Wisconsin. As we can see, just some light snow, not a whole lot, not very strong or organized, but we are still seeing some white stuff falling out of our skies as we're waking up this morning. And that is because we're seeing some leftovers from the system that's moving its way out of the upper Midwest, still bringing in plenty of snow into the Canada area. But for us, we're going to be drying out as we continue into the later morning. Temperatures will still see their highest point into the early morning hours, because as we get into the afternoon, folks, that's when we're going to be trending downward. Temperatures will be in those lower 20s into those teens, and as we go into tonight, expect single digits, and with those winds, we are going to be seeing wind chill values of below 0. Then we're going to be seeing for Tuesday afternoon some light snowfall once again starting to roll in. Not very widespread, but we are going to be seeing some starting to hit into Dane County and continue its way out as we get into our Tuesday evening. And we're not looking for it to be very substantial, but it will be something that we will be seeing as we get into our afternoon, as we're still seeing less than an inch of snowfall. Current conditions as of right now, 30 degrees in Madison. We are looking for some light snow as we're getting things rolling for us. But for the next few days, just know the coldest days of this week are going to be today and for Tuesday. And overnight, our low is going to be 6 degrees, folks. Once again, with those wind chills, we are going to be below 0. And then we will start to see some improvement heading into the weekend, but still not a whole lot of snow chances or substantial snow chances over the next few days, guys.
Yeah, anything we get looks like it'll melt shortly after, huh?
Pretty much. Mixes, and on top of it, December's been weird. Now we're going back to 40s again. Can't make up its mind.
Wild. All right, Julian, thank you. 6:02 now. Happening today, the man accused of killing 3 local high school students in a drunk driving crash will be back in court.
Eric Mehring has a virtual status conference at 3:30 this afternoon. Mehring was released from jail in October after posting bail. He's charged with 3 counts of homicide after the crash on Mineral Point Road, October 3rd. One man arrested a woman dead this morning after a crash in Beloit. This happened Saturday near Leeson Park. Police say that a female passenger in a car was unresponsive, but when a fire engine responded, that car drove off and crashed into the fire engine. The woman died at the hospital. Police say a 56-year-old Illinois man was driving that vehicle. He has been arrested for operating while intoxicated. Officers say no city workers were hurt in the crash.
The Biden administration is expected to announce a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Beijing Olympics. That move would still allow U.S. athletes to compete, but no U.S. government representatives would be in attendance. President Biden told reporters last month this is in protest of China's human rights abuses. The move aims to put more pressure on China to reform its policies before the games start in February. The last time the U.S. fully boycotted the Olympics was back in 1980 when former President Jimmy Carter was in office.
All right, we are kicking off our Call for Action week here on News 3 Now this morning. It's a week dedicated to our consumer program designed to help you get answers from companies that might be trying to swindle you.
Yeah, it's all thanks to our dedicated team of volunteers taking your calls and then taking action on your behalf. Our lead volunteer, Barb, is joining us this morning to talk about the effort. Good morning, Barb.
Good morning, Leah.
Thanks for waking up so early to join us.
Yes, it was early.
It is early, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Call for Action program for folks who might not be familiar. What exactly does it do?
Okay. Well, Call for Action is actually a national nonprofit, and there are Call for Action programs in stations all over the country. What we do is we help people who are having issues, mostly consumer issues, but it's sort of morphed over the years into people calling us because they have food insecurity or housing issues, homelessness. So people call in, and when we're open, and our lines are open. Normally, we haven't been during this pandemic, but we hope to reopen the lines as well. But people call in and they present us with their issues, whether they're consumer, health related, housing, whatever they may be, and then I assign the case to a volunteer, a worker who has been trained, and they go after it. They are like the caseworker, so to speak, on the case. Sometimes we're successful, sometimes we're not, but we're very innovative. There's a lot of camaraderie with the workers, the volunteer workers, and we collaborate and we try and help people in the community. And it's our whole viewing area. It's not just the Madison area.
Right. And we can't do this without volunteers like you, Barb. So what do you get from this personally?
So, you know, I polled all the volunteers before I came this morning because I didn't want to just present my point of view. And what I heard was precisely how I feel. There's camaraderie in terms of our working together. There's a feeling of satisfaction that we're actually doing something positive for our community. And we hear comments like, oh, thank you for listening. Nobody cared. I was banging my head against the wall. I didn't know how to proceed any further. So it's a good feeling. We're solving, it's like solving a puzzle. You know, and we have to really think outside the box sometimes in terms of making impacts on our community, and that's what we're doing. We're making an impact on our community.
It's quite the impact. At last count, I think I had $85,000 in returns for Call for Action volunteers. Was that last year?
Well, until last Thursday, from January 1st of the beginning of this year till last Thursday when I got the statistics, we have already saved almost $67,000 for people.
$267,000.
Wow.
And that's not really what we normally do. It's usually higher, but because of the pandemic, we tried to work from home as best we could without the resources that we normally have. So yeah, that's where we're at this point in the year.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's
what a difference. What an impact.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, people are happy, believe me, when we get them what they think they deserve.
Well, hey, Barb is going to stick around for a little bit here. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to talk about our need for volunteers like Barb, like the other folks who are helping us out, how you might be able to get involved. Here's a quick look at how to do that, by the way. They are here every Monday and Wednesday. We're hoping to get back to Fridays as well as we up our volunteer numbers here. They work from right around 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Well, usually we're getting out of here about 1
p.m.
1 p.m. It's not quite that long. You can stay as long as you want. But
there you go.
Yeah.
Look it up, you guys. It's channel3000.com/CFA volunteer. You can also shoot an email to chris@callforaction.org. That's the national volunteer who runs that. Barb, thanks so much for your time. We'll see you in half an hour.
You bet.
Time is 6:07 right now. Beltline drivers don't expect to be able to use that new flex lane until next summer. The DOT has delayed the project. In a news release, WISC cited the global computer chip shortage as a factor. In January, it said it expected the lanes to be open later this year. The timeline has been pushed back. The department now plans to install the signage and other components in the spring and then open up the flex lanes in the summer.
Saudi Arabia's decision to raise oil prices could send gas prices even higher. The kingdom hiked the cost on crude exports to the U.S. and Asia by about 80 cents a barrel. Sunday's increase came less than a week after OPEC announced it would continue to increase output. Analysts say that move suggests they expect global demand to keep climbing. The average price of gas in Wisconsin right now is $3.05.
New this morning, a volcano eruption in Indonesia has killed 14 and displaced more than 1,000. This morning, rescuers are searching for at least 13 more. A river dam nearby the operation areas has burst because of cold lava and heavy rain, resulting in hundreds of villagers being forced to move. An aerial inspection from a helicopter showed that areas of villages where the lava flowed are badly damaged and covered by volcanic material from the hot clouds of Mount Semeru avalanches.
Continuing coverage this morning, the parents of the alleged Michigan school shooter are in police custody and insist they were never on the run. James and Jennifer Crumbly had been charged with involuntary manslaughter and failed to appear at an arraignment on Friday. They were found Saturday inside a Detroit art studio. Through an attorney, an artist connected to the studio says he didn't know there were warrants out and thought he was just helping the couple escape unwanted attention and death threats. The couple's attorneys also insist the two were going to turn themselves in.
They were never fleeing prosecution. I want to make that very clear with the court.
They were scared, they were terrified, they were not at home, they were figuring out what to do.
The parents are pleading not guilty following their first win of the season. The head coach, wrong script there. The parents are pleading not guilty. 6:10 now. Coming up, age-old advice for your new TV this holiday season to help keep your kids safe.
And I'm Josh Ryder in the 608. When we come back, meet the man behind what is likely the oldest farm toy store in Wisconsin.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It just gives you such a boost of confidence.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And when we first released Plexiderm, our mission was to help people reduce the appearance of their wrinkles and under-eye bags in minutes with a simple serum. After 2 years of reading thousands of reviews, I realized Plexiderm changes people on the inside. It improves their lives dramatically.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. That was me a couple of years ago when I first tried Plexiderm. I think it just exuded this confidence. Really, there are no other options. Plexiderm is the only thing that works. It was life-changing. It was the best decision I ever made. Still using it.
The Plexiderm effect is more than shrinking under-eye bags from view. It's more than getting rid of the appearance of crow's feet. It's more than saying goodbye to the look of those 11 lines between your eyes. The real effect of Plexiderm is self-confidence. It's celebrating this holiday season with friends and family, knowing that you look and feel your best. So join us in 2021 and take the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge and look in the mirror and say, wow, I feel great.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside.
Take the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge and see real results, guaranteed. Try it for only $14.95 this holiday season at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Come celebrate the grand opening of Steinhoffel's newest furniture and mattress superstore now in Downers Grove. All of our stores are celebrating with 35% off the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses, plus amazing deals throughout the entire store. For over 87 years, Steinhoffel's has been helping our customers create the homes of their dreams. So visit any of our stores to join in the celebration and save big. Only at Steinhoffel's and steinhoffels.com.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Welcome back. There's a local man in the 608 who's become the go-to for all things farm toys and antiques here in southern Wisconsin.
Oh, they don't make them like they used to. They don't make this guy like they used to. So Josh Ryder is here with a story from Greene County this morning. He's going to introduce us to Marv. Hey,
yes.
Josh.
Oh, it's an incredible story, guys. Great way to start your Monday. A Monroe man truly taking his dream to the next level. Check it out. Marvin Ruffy is known for his store, Marv's Farm Toys and Antiques. You'll find it in an alleyway off the historic downtown square in Monroe. It all began as a hobby for the 77-year-old about 20 years ago. He was a carpenter of more than 50 years, and Marv has always had a thing about old farm toys, and that's exactly what you'll find in his space, and a lot of it.
We just have fun with having a little of everything for everybody. And by brands, you know, I got my International and the John Deere and the Whites and the Olivers and Alice Chalmers, and it just, there isn't any brand I probably don't have.
Marv's Farm Toys and Antiques is likely the oldest farm toys store in Wisconsin now, and one of the few of its kind across the country. Coming up in our next half hour, I'll have Marvin's full story along with how long he plans to keep that store going. It's something you're not going to want to miss, guys. He is truly quite the character.
Oh, he's such an awesome guy. I love hanging out with guys like that, you know, because they'll just talk your ear off. But those toys, Josh, we find a lot of these antique toys because they hold up so well. The new toys, the plastic, they fall apart. When you find old quality stuff like this, you know, I know a lot of his stuff is like very valuable and he keeps in a case and it's not for use anymore, but some of that old stuff, it's just like indestructible.
Oh, it is, and he's got stuff for the kids too. That's why he says he's got families and parents that will come and being like, I need something that's not going to break for my kids, and he's like, I've got you covered. And it's not going to break the bank, but it's good quality stuff that I remember playing with as kids that literally I think my mom still has in their basement right now, so it's really, really good stuff. So I'm excited for you guys to meet him completely. He's got some good stuff to say.
Looking forward to the rest of that story. Josh, thank you very much. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured.
6:15 now. Julian Seawright here with Madison's certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Julian.
We're starting to see still some light snowfall around the Dane County area, starting to taper off into some more flurry-like action as we're getting the rest of our morning rolling for us. But we are looking at some slick spots and some slick stretches this morning. So when you are traveling, especially north of Dane County, make sure that you are driving carefully this morning as those slick spots are sticking around. We're looking at windy conditions throughout the course of the day. That's really going to be our headliner. Cold temperatures and winds. As we get in throughout the rest of this morning, we're going to hit our high temperature pretty early, and then as we're going to see those cloud covers starting to clear up for us, temperatures are going to be into the teens this afternoon and single digits by the night. On top of that, we are looking for some light snow to start to move back in as we get into our Tuesday afternoon. Not significant snow, but still going to be looking at some light snow showers to roll in for us. But the gusts are what we're going to be talking about throughout the course of the days. We're looking at howly conditions throughout the course of our morning and starting to taper off just a bit as we get into tonight. Now, as we take a look at our next few days, the next two are going to be the coldest, and then we're looking for improvements as we head into the weekend with some wintry mixes as well. Taking a look at our traffic as we're going to start things off, as I mentioned, north of Dane County, we are looking at some slick spots, but as of right now, in terms of traffic, not too bad along the belt line or even to the interstate. We are looking at, once it loads, looking at some pretty good conditions as we're starting off our morning, guys. The traffic is not too bad for our Monday morning.
All right, Julian Seawright, thank you very much. 6:17, college football bowl season is here. Bucky is headed to Vegas.
The Badgers found out that they're going to play at the Las Vegas Bowl against Arizona State coming up on the 30th. The Badgers now have an opportunity to play one more game together and hopefully end the year on a high note. It's the 20th straight season with a bowl game for the team. That's the third longest streak in the country. The Badgers not taking their selection lightly or for granted. They know how important it is for themselves and for the program. So be ready for a late one. Kickoff for this one is at 9:30 Central Time.
A little past our bedtime.
Late, yeah.
We'll air the highlights the next morning,
You know we will. So the Wisconsin Alumni Association is inviting fans to make the trip to Vegas. The WAA has a travel package. It includes a charter flight and game tickets. Tickets for the game go on sale tomorrow. You can find everything you need to know by going to channel3000.com.
All right, whether you scored a new TV over Black Friday to watch the Badgers on or you're hanging on to your old one, the advice from Consumer Reports is the same. They need to be properly anchored or mounted. As CR reports, the consequences could be deadly.
Alex Flowers and her husband have one-year-old twins who, like most little ones, love to get their hands on everything.
Both of my toddlers go after the TV, pull on it, they yank on it, and it's very scary as a parent that it might fall over on them.
Sadly, TVs do fall with tragic consequences. Between 2000 and 2019, at least 354 people in the U.S. were killed by accidents involving TV tip-overs. Nearly all were children.
Even though today's TVs are thin, they can still pose a risk, A 75-inch TV can weigh about 75 pounds.
CR says the danger is also significant if the TV is on a piece of unanchored furniture that can also tip over. Putting a television on a dresser is not recommended since kids can pull out the drawers and climb up, destabilizing the dresser. So what should you do?
You can mount your TV to a wall or anchor it to a media console if it's substantial enough. Just remember that any furniture should also be anchored to the wall.
Also, make sure cords and cables are tucked away and avoid putting things that attract kids like toys or the remote above the TV or on the TV stand.
Anchoring our TV to the cabinet gives my husband and I peace of mind that our kids aren't going to climb up and knock the TV onto themselves.
Peace of mind by taking these simple preventative steps to avoid tragedy.
One last tip from CR. If you have an older tube TV in your house, consider recycling it. Certainly don't move it into a child's room.
Got to have those straps. Got to have those things secured to the wall. Up next, Santa hits the slopes. What they're skiing for.
And in our next half hour, the homeless encampment at Rindell Park set to move today. We'll tell you where.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving, so you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stained caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
So this holiday season, if you have yellowing between your teeth or coffee stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes or an hour and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. And people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This holiday season, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. Get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning. KCG coming in hot with this gorgeous picture. This is Argyle.
Argyle, Wisconsin. Look at their nice little holiday lights on the main drag there. Looking cool.
I love a small town decorated for Christmas.
Aren't they great?
It's beautiful. They take it seriously.
Kevin Charles Grunberg, thank you very much for sharing that with us. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and we found it, and you're looking at it. So do the same, and your picture might wind up on TV too.
All right, 6:24 now. Check out how this set of Santas is getting ready for Christmas.
Whole hill of Santas here. Look at them all. Over 200 of them. dressed up as old St. Nick. They're riding the slopes in Maine. And look, the Grinch. What's the Grinch doing there? It's all part of an annual fundraiser for a charity that benefits outdoor recreation. This year, the Santas raised over $4,000.
I think this is hilarious.
Yeah.
What a great way to ring in the holiday season.
Absolutely. Something I would do. If I was good enough like them, I would definitely want to dress up as Santa.
Now, you snowboard. Do you ski at all?
I do not.
You do not ski?
No.
Chris, you don't ski?
No.
These guys are too cool.
Went straight to the board.
Too cool for skiing.
Yeah, a lot of, are hills making snow yet? I know they're making them up north.
They are indeed. I saw Tyrol's got some snow out there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it's got some new, they have some new, like, elevator thingies.
Lifts.
Not lifts.
Chairlifts.
Not lifts.
Oh,
The
tow
ones
ropes?
yeah, the tow ropes. They've got a super speedy tow rope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not a paid advertisement. I'm just excited to get out there. It's time.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get some snow from Mother Nature to help those local ski hills out.
At least some substantial snow.
Right.
Yeah.
We have seen some flakes, but just not enough.
It's coming late this year. We just we haven't seen it yet, and we don't have any measurable snow like that really in the forecast, do we?
No, not yet. Might have to ask Santa at this point if we can get some snow.
Please, Santa, we've been good boys and girls. Bring us some snow.
Absolutely, because, I mean, look, at the bus stop forecast, we are looking at some flakes that you may see for pickup, but throughout the day, it's just going to be windy, it's going to be cold, and it's going to be sunny. Again, not a whole lot of substantial snow, and as we look at our 10-day, it's actually even more not even looking optimistic at all, as we're looking at temperatures to warm up a bit into those lower 40s again. As we've mentioned throughout this morning, December doesn't know what it wants to do. It's one day it's super cold, next day it wants to give us a little snow, but not a lot, and now we're going back into 40s. It's just we cannot decide what's going on.
Could be a little messy if you're headed out of town this weekend, though.
Absolutely, especially with those mixes and seeing those temperatures drop overnight. Definitely going to be need to be careful with that.
Saw what it did yesterday. There's a bit of ice still out there this morning. Yeah. All right, folks, keep it here. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
There's cheese on a burger, and then there's cheese on a cheeseburger. Too much? Nah, don't miss the Red Robin Cheese Lovers lineup.
Red Robin. Yum. The Culligan Connect app from Culligan Water works with our smart, high-efficiency water softener to monitor water usage, potential leaks, and salt, so you never run out. Get more control of your home's water. Contact Culligan Water, the local water experts.
Habitat homes are built and bought by the hardworking families that live in them. Through affordable mortgages backed by your donations, Habitat Dane County offers a chance for these families to invest in their future and their community. Please donate or volunteer today.
That's not bacon, it's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
There's been much debate about the Mona Lisa smile. Would it have been bigger and brighter if she'd had good dental care? Maybe if Physicians Mutual Insurance Company had been around back then, it'd be a different story. She could have gone to the dentist more, knowing she'd have help paying the bills. And those regular checkups might have found early signs of tooth decay or gum disease, costly problems that could keep anyone from smiling. Physicians Mutual offers affordable coverage that can help pay for cleanings and unexpected or expensive procedures you might need, like crowns or dentures. This is real dental insurance, not just a discount plan or for checkups only. There are no deductibles, and there's no annual maximum. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Call or go online today for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual. Get the dental care you need to help you stay healthy. For your free information kit with all the details, call us now or go to sendinfokit.com.
In one instant, an accident can change your life. Gingras Thompson & Walks has assembled the top award-winning personal injury lawyers to win the biggest settlements and awards for Wisconsin victims. If you've been injured, contact Gingras Thompson & Walks for a free consultation.
our new cheesy bacon fondue. Some dip, some dunk, some douse. Dive in before it disappears.
Robin. Yum.
Right now, people moving into the sheltered encampment on Dairy Drive, what that means for Rindall Park.
Plus, new travel rules take effect for you and your family this morning, and it's all over the new COVID variant.
And howling winds are prompting a wind advisory till noon. We'll give you the details coming up.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Leah Lynchide. Today is the last day folks without a home will be allowed to camp out at Rindall Park. City officials say all their belongings have to be out by Thursday.
To manage the shutdown, the city of Madison welcomed dozens of people experiencing homelessness to a sheltered campground on Dairy Drive. Dalil Mohaldeen spoke with some of the residents about their move and how they feel about having a place to call home.
It's pretty simple, you know, you really don't need much in this situation.
Jay Gonstead was one of the first to make the move from a tent at Rindall Park to an 8x8 home on Dairy Drive.
You know, we got a mini fridge, got a camp chair because Buddy comes down and we sit and watch movies.
At first, he wasn't so sure about the city-sponsored campground.
I knew where this area was, so that was always a concern for basically everybody, including myself, since it's kind of off the beaten path.
But after a tour, he had a change of heart.
Just totally impressive, you know, and that everybody thought it. You know, there wasn't really a bad word spoken, you know. It was like, when can we move in?
Moving into a space that offers residents more than just a place to sleep at night.
So we have one person who is experienced in drug and alcohol addictions, and then we have two people who are more experienced in mental health.
Resident Hope Knapp says that newfound structure and staff support is exactly what she needed.
So I've been able to get my medical back on track.
Back on track for a better future.
Sometime next week or the week after, I'm hoping to move into a regular apartment.
But for now, she's just grateful
to have some.
That was Dalil Mohaldeen reporting. City officials say the campsite is a temporary solution, but is scheduled to stay on Dairy Drive for at least a year. The length of stay for residents varies depending on their needs.
This morning, 16 states, including Wisconsin, are reporting cases of the new Omicron variant of COVID-19. On Saturday, a Milwaukee County man was announced as the first confirmed case in the state. He was fully vaccinated and did not have severe symptoms. This is a small example, but it is consistent with what's being reported globally so far.
Right. I think it was totally expected that we were going to have Omicron in Wisconsin, and where there's one, there'll be others. I would expect this week we'll hear of several more cases throughout the state. I don't think that's cause for panic.
Local doctors are stressing the importance of patience as we still learn about the severity of this new variant. But there are things you can do to stay safe while we wait for more information.
We would ask people to get vaccinated, get their boosters. Again, you know, in crowded places, wear a mask, good hand hygiene, all the things that we do know that's working for the Delta variant is what we'd continue to tell our public to do.
Scientists are also working on testing the vaccine's efficacy against the new variant. Right now, local doctors believe the same strategy that's worked for Delta should work for Omicron as well.
Starting this morning, the U.S. is implementing some new travel restrictions because of the Omicron variant. Anyone coming into the country will need to show evidence of a negative COVID test within a day of boarding their flight. President Biden will also extend the federal rule of wearing a mask on planes, trains, and buses through March 18th. It was set to expire next month. We have more interviews with local doctors about what Omicron looks like in Wisconsin and where to get your booster shot on our mobile app. You can download it today in your app store.
6:33 now. The flag at the U.S. Capitol will be raised at half-staff this morning in honor of Bob Dole. The family of the former U.S. Senator and Republican presidential nominee says Dole died in his sleep early yesterday. Dole was known as a plain-spoken conservative and one of D.C.'s most recognizable political figures throughout the latter half of the 20th century. He served as a U.S. Senator from Kansas for 27 years. He was also the unsuccessful Republican nominee against Bill Clinton in 1996. Dole, also a World War II hero. He shattered his shoulder after an attack during a rescue mission, leaving his right arm permanently disabled. Bob Dole was 98 years old.
All right, here is Julian C. right now with Madison's certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Julian.
And we are looking at wind advisory in effect for all of southern Wisconsin until noon today. So expect it to be very blustery throughout the course of our Monday, folks. So definitely dress warmly as we're getting things rolling for us. And as we take a look at our current wind gusts as of right now, Lone Rock has died down just a bit, but we're still looking at gusts of 30 miles per hour plus around southern Wisconsin as we're waking up this morning. We're going to be seeing those winds hit into those 40s, especially as we get into the later parts of our morning. Upper 30s, lower 40s throughout the course of much of our morning hours. And as we get into the afternoon, start to taper off a bit, but we're still looking at gusty conditions as we head into tonight as well. Taking a look at our radar, however, still looking at some traces of some flurries and some light snowfall, especially here in Dane County as we're getting ready into the later part of our morning hours. And this is left over from the system that has moved in and brought in plenty of snow into upper Wisconsin. But now we are going to be looking at some drier conditions throughout much of our Monday. Now, temperatures are going to be hitting their peak as we get into the late morning, but then as we get into the afternoon, folks, expect it to trend downward as we get into the afternoon hours. We're looking at teens and single digits for tonight, and on top of that, we are going to be looking at some changes of some light snowfall in some areas as we get into our Tuesday afternoon. Still not significant snowfall for us, less than an inch throughout all of southern Wisconsin as that snow system rolls through, but we are at least, as of right now, looking at 30 degrees. Light flurries, some light snow in the area as of right now. So as we're planning out the day, once again, dress warmly. It's going to be chilly. It's going to be blustery. It's going to be frigid, especially as we get into the back end of today. Now, as we're taking things away from what we can see from our forecast, it's going to be cold for today and for Tuesday. Then we're going to be looking at some snow chances once again as we head into the weekend. But they're not going to be significant snow chances, but still snow chances nevertheless. Temperatures are going to be improving into those upper 30s and lower 40s. We've been talking about it all morning. December just can't decide if it wants to be winter just yet, but at least we're going to be seeing a bit of that mixture as we get into the back end of this week and some snow chances on Saturday, guys.
All right, well, no, you stay on top of it. Thank you, Julian. Continuing our coverage now for Call for Action Week. It's a week dedicated to the team of volunteers who help get your consumer problems solved.
Yeah, maybe you have an interest in becoming a volunteer yourself. Joining us again to talk about the program is our lead volunteer, Barb. Good morning again, Barb.
Good morning.
So talk to us a little bit about what it's like to be a CFA volunteer.
Well, I really have enjoyed the people that I work with. They've become friends, and we all are retired. Now, it's not a prerequisite that someone be retired to be a volunteer, but that means we have more time. So, and it's a matter of how you choose to use that time. And these people that work at Call for Action have chosen to use their time in a way that they feel is constructive and helpful for the community. It's a lot of fun. We help one another. We talk a lot about what do you think I should do on this case. And we come from different backgrounds. So I was a Madison teacher. There's another educator. We have a great public health nurse who takes all of our healthcare cases, which I'm so pleased because I used to do them and I struggled. She understands the terminology. She can talk to the insurance companies if there are issues with billing, and that happens quite frequently. And we feel like we're educating the public because when we profile a particular case, you profile it usually, Leah, it brings more people to us because they're saying, hey, that happened to me, can you help me as well? So we feel like not only do we help the public, but we educate the public. And so the people are trained, and every year I try and have a conference, a local conference, where I concentrate on a particular topic. Sometimes I have consumer protection come in. We work a lot with the Better Business Bureau, the Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection, and we have people who sort of specialize now. So I have one person who does most of our telecommunications cases, and of course we have the public health nurse and so on to do the health care. We have a person that used to be a travel agent, so she can handle messed up, problems, particularly during the pandemic with airlines and hotels and so on. So it's a lot of fun, and people are trained. It's not like we just throw you to the wolves and there you are, you must do it on your own. We help and support one another.
And Barb, you guys are making a huge difference.
Well, I hope so. We try, and we get so many positive comments from people that call in. One of our volunteers you know, she's a photographer. I consider her a professional photographer, but she loves to do all of our car stuff. So there's a client that told her, I never get in my car without thinking about you. Because she saved this poor person from, you know, just losing everything. So we do what we can. We only use our first names. Nobody meets in person. It's all done via email or on the phone. So there's confidentiality. And it's a great program, and we are a family. I feel like we've become a community, and we'd like to expand that community because we have so many cases that we've not been able to get to them as quickly as we normally would. So if anyone out there wants to be a volunteer, we'd love to have you and train you and join our family.
It is a family. It really is. We have some really great folks working in our volunteer department. I want to bring up the information on how you can get involved if you're interested. Take a look right here. You can go to channel3000.com/CFA volunteer. There it is. There's also a toll-free number you can call. It's 1-800-647-1756. Barb talked a little bit in the last half hour about how Call for Action is a national nonprofit. So we go through the national department to get folks onboarded to volunteer here, and then we train you once you come into the newsroom. But Barb, we are so thankful to have you and all of the volunteers. You're making a huge difference for our community.
Well, and so is the TV station by profiling these cases and educating the public about what can be done, and contacting us, I think, is a good thing. So we hope more people will do that.
We're talking about some real money here too. I mean, over $200,000
Yeah. Well, you know,
recovered.
and that's unusual. Usually we're up to about $500,000 a year, but because of the pandemic, things have been a little bit different.
Still quite the difference.
Yeah, and it's not all about the money. I mean, sometimes we have cases where there's no money, none whatsoever, but we help solve problems for people who can't get services, or you know, their refrigerator was broken and they can't get anyone out to fix it, and so we do everything. And I love it because there's diversity in terms of the kinds of cases that we, you know, try and dig into.
All right, you're taking action. We love to highlight it. Barb, thank you again for your time today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
One last time, here's the number to call if you'd like to volunteer. It's 800-647-1756, or head to channel3000.com/CFA volunteer to get involved.
6:41 outside this morning. Yeah, look at that. Cloudy. Not going to see a great sunrise this morning. We've got some cold temps headed our way. We'll track that. And snow chances still ahead.
Plus, whether we have snow or not, Josh Breider's going to be in the 608.
Yeah, we've got a
stuff.
Great story behind Wisconsin's oldest farm toy and the inspiration behind it.
Stop in and save with everything you need for your home right now at Menards. Update your kitchen with top appliance brands including Whirlpool, Amana, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Criterion. Check out the largest in-stock selection to take home today at the lowest prices. Upgrade to new energy-efficient appliances and save big right now at Menards. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special with our award-winning cave-aged Maurice cheese. Pick and save. Hey, you're right, we can't stop now. Let's take the special up a level with fresh, never frozen prime beef. Still not special enough? Add some surf to that turf with our sustainably caught seafood. Turn your taste buds up to 11 and have a doubly special holiday with Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Medical bills, missed time at work, life-changing injuries, household expenses. When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. But we've dedicated our personal injury law firm to help take this crippling burden off your back. Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Belly pooch. Muffin top. Back fat. Sound familiar?
Stubborn fat is not your fault. We can help you here at Sonobello by permanently removing that stubborn body fat.
It's not just about inches lost, it's about changing people's lives and giving them the confidence they deserve to have.
Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist with board-certified surgeons who are dedicated to transforming lives with permanent fat removal in just one visit.
We're the leading experts because we are passionate about what we do. Wherever there's excess fat, we can remove it.
At Sonobello, we're here to help you reach your goals so that you can live your life to the fullest.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation now and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-740-3917 or go to sonobello.com.
U.S. ad spending is set to surpass $300 billion by 2022, and the greater Madison area is poised for major growth. So now would be a great time to consider a career in multimedia sales and to join our team selling our top-rated media and digital solutions. Work for a company that offers training, autonomy, flexibility, income growth, upward mobility, and work-life balance with a competitive wage. If you have a passion to drive results for local businesses, then visit morganmurphymedia.com right now to apply.
There's a local man in the 608 who's become the go-to for all things farm toys and antiques in southern Wisconsin.
Such a cool story. Josh Breiter is in studio this morning with the story out of Greene County. Hey, Josh.
Hey, guys. A lot of us have our day jobs and maybe a hobby or two on the side, but there's one man here in the 608 who truly took his hobby to the next level.
I used to go deer hunting. Now I don't deer hunt. I hunt toys.
You'll find Marvin Rufy living the dream.
For me, it's living in heaven.
The 77-year-old Monroe man is known for his store, Marv's Farm Toys and Antiques, in an alleyway off the historic downtown square. What started as a small hobby about 20 years ago is likely the oldest farm toy store in Wisconsin now, and one of the few of its kind across the country.
I'm not in it for the money as much as I am for the fun of it, really.
Marvin has been a carpenter for more than 50 years, which makes sense when you see some of the tools and items he has inside. But his hobby is his life.
Before, I was physically working all the time. And I enjoyed doing that, but I never dreamt I would have something like this that I would enjoy this much.
There isn't much you can't find here. So my grandpa had that same combine.
Is that right?
Yeah. From kids to adults' toys and even a few antiques, too.
Apple peeler. The high collectible ones, of course, get up in money, but I like them, so I figure, well, somebody else does, too, and they do. You'd be surprised what I sell.
Marvin says people travel from near and far.
They become family.
Sometimes not even knowing what they're after.
And I get old-timers coming in. They'll spend 2 hours in here just looking, and they may not buy anything, but we still have a good time.
Marv hopes to keep it going for another 20 years, even if he doesn't make another dime. Now, Marv is only open on Saturdays, and it's in-store only. He feels no reason to be online with the business he already receives. He's got 2 kids, one of whom lives here locally. I want to thank his daughter, Teresa, for reaching out to me for this story. It's a great way to start the week, guys, don't you think?
Yeah, Josh, you said off camera that, you know, most people, Marv was telling you, most people when they retire, they might have, like, beer money set aside. He spends all of it on toys.
Yes, he does. Oh, my gosh. He had so much to say, and it was hard to be able to put it all down to this, 90-second story, because he just had so much inspiration and just so much excitement about that. And when photographer Mark Schilling and I were walking around downtown Monroe, people were asking, hey, what are you guys doing here? And I was like, we're visiting Marv, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, he's just the greatest guy ever.
Marv. So sounds about right.
Yes, it's just so cool. So happy to highlight him.
Oh, that's a good story. Thanks, Josh. And this came from a tip from Teresa. So let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him. It's in the 608 at WISC-TV.
6:48 now. Let's turn it over to Julian Seawright and your certified most accurate forecast. A wind advisory in store today.
That's right. So wind advisory in effect for all of southern Wisconsin until about noon today. So expect some blustery and gusty conditions for us as we continue throughout. Now, our current wind gusts, as of right now here in Madison, 30 miles per hour winds, and the lower 30s are really dominating much of southern Wisconsin, even though for Monroe and Watertown, we're into those 20s. But as we go on throughout the rest of this morning, we're going to be seeing those winds increase into those upper 30s, even the 40s southeast, especially once we get into the late part of the morning. Once again, to the afternoon, however, it'll start to taper off a bit, but we're still looking at breezy conditions throughout the course of the day. Right now, 30 degrees, still seeing some light flurries on our radar, but as we go throughout the rest of the day, we can see we're going to top out pretty early this morning, and then it's a downward trend from there. As we can take a look and see from our radar, still some light flurries starting to make their way out of Dane County as we continue throughout, but as well as we take a look at our commute conditions as of right now, there are some slick spots. So make sure that you are taking it slow and being careful this morning for your morning commute. Over to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you very much. 6:49 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, what winter equipment you might have a hard time getting your hands on before the first snow?
First, though, we want to say happy birthday to Lucas and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Your place, your club, your gateway to experience the best the city has to offer. Are you ready to experience life at the Madison Club? Join now for only $100 a month. Call or visit MadisonClub.org to join today.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
On my travels across the country, I came across this house with water dripping from the ceiling. You never know when something like this will happen. So let the GEICO Insurance Agency help you with homeowners insurance and protect yourself from things like fire, theft, or in this case, water damage. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere upstairs there's a broken pipe.
GEICO. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance at geico.com.
After my kids left for college, the house got a bit empty, so I'm like, I'm getting a dog. I find this great deal online for a scruffy little puppy, till they hit me with a huge delivery fee. Then I remembered a tip I got from the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Insane shipping costs? This is a pet scam. I'll keep looking.
Recognize fraud sooner so your money lives longer. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Come join the amazing team of compassionate caregivers at the one and only Attic Angel Community. Attic Angel Community of Madison is looking for skilled RNs and CNAs and offers shift differentials and on-demand pay, tuition reimbursement, wellness center, and much more. CNAs starting at $17 an hour. We also offer rewarding careers in housekeeping and food service. Apply online today at atticangel.org. Come join the one and only Attic Angel Community.
Bye, Mom. Sometimes you just gotta do what's in your heart to put some joy out there. When the world needs a little bit of love, give it love. It's about caring for others and for those who care for others, because everyone should know, no matter who they are, just how much they matter. Be happy, be healthy, be kind. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
Your place, your club, your gateway to experience the best the city has to offer. Are you ready to experience life at the Madison Club? Join now for only $100 a month. Call or visit MadisonClub.org to join today.
Join us December 10th for Gio's Garden Holiday Party.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
Today, airports nationwide have new rules for travelers, regardless of their vaccine status or home country. Everyone will have to receive a negative COVID test within 24 hours of boarding a flight headed to the U.S. This is happening as more Omicron cases are being reported in more states. President Biden also extending the federal mask mandate for planes, trains, and buses through March 18th.
Today is the last day camping will be allowed at Rindell Park. City officials say all belongings have to be out of the park by Thursday. People have already begun moving to tents into the sheltered encampment on Dairy Drive. The space is meant to serve as a temporary fix to help people experiencing homelessness in the area. As of right now, the shelters will only be there for a year.
The Department of Transportation says its Beltline Flex Lane project is delayed. The program was supposed to be ready by the end of this year, but it's being pushed back to next summer. You can read about the new timeline over on channel3000.com.
Former Senator Bob Dole of Kansas has passed away. In February, Dole announced he had stage 4 lung cancer. Dole was a World War II veteran and the 1996 Republican presidential nominee. In 36 years on Capitol Hill, Dole helped shape a range of policy issues, from taxes to rights for the disabled. Bob Dole was 98.
A warning before we get our first snow here in Wisconsin. After Minnesota's first snow of the year, retailers are warning things like shovels are harder to come by this season. Vendors in the Minneapolis area say they do have some in stock, but it's not the usual variety. They blame it on the supply chain backup.
Kids in our area got a chance to pick out some gifts for the holidays yesterday with the help of Madison Police. Law enforcement agencies across Dane County partnered up with Target for Shop with a Cop. Normally, kids and cops shop together, but because of COVID, the cops did the shopping, picking items off a wish list.
There is a recall this morning on more than 240,000 pounds of ham and pepperoni products. It's for possible listeria contamination. The affected meats were sold nationwide under a number of different brand names, including Welshire and Butcher Boy. They're fully cooked products, and they have a specific code on them. You can find that number on channel3000.com. If you have that meat, throw it out.
A cruise ship returned to New Orleans over the weekend with 10 people on board testing positive for COVID-19. The Norwegian Breakaway left November 28th, stopping in Belize, Honduras, and Mexico. The cruise line says testing, quarantining, and isolation protocols were followed. Everyone on board will now have to be tested, and those who test positive will have to go directly home or self-isolate.
6 new men are being inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Among them are Buck O'Neil, a champion black player who had a career that lasted 8 decades. He was also the league's first black coach for the Cubs in 1962. The only living members voted in include former Twins teammates Tony Olivia and Jim Catt. Congrats to them.
Blustery and gusty is how we're going to be starting off our work week, as we have a wind advisory in effect for all of southern Wisconsin until about noon for today. Now, as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing throughout the course of the day, well, we're going to be seeing those temperatures really top off into the high for today, into those mid-20s early this morning. Then as we get into the later part, we're going to see a downward trend going into the teens for today. We're going to be clearing, however, so plenty of sunshine, but it will be windy throughout the course of the day with those single digits going into tonight. Well, we're looking at wind chill values below 0. And then looking at some light snow showers going into our Tuesday afternoon. But as we get throughout the next couple of days, which are going to be the coldest of this week, we will be trending upward and seeing some chances of some wintry mixes and even some light snow coming into Saturday, guys.
We'll keep an eye on those wind chills coming up in our news breaks. Stay with us in half an hour. We'll be back.